Okay, good morning from Hanoi. I'm going to go ahead and get started on this week's webinar, which is about mood and emotions and how essential oils can help manage mood and help us release negative emotions, help promote positive emotions. And yeah, this is a part of the essential oils. I've always used oils for mood management, but I'm really just starting to understand exactly how they work. So, please hang in there with me while I try to explain it. Definitely makes sense how scent of oils and using oils topically can affect mood. So I'm excited to share all this with you guys. So give me just a minute. I'm going to go ahead and get the screen sharing set up. Okay. So before I jump into the mood stuff specifically, I'm just going to kind of go through an intro to oils. I feel like it's always important, especially throughout this class, I am going to be talking about how you can just like pick up a bottle and smell it, straight from the bottle right up in your nose. And so I just kind of want to go over the safety and why doTERRA oils are safe to do this before I jump into how they work and all of that. So, okay. Okay, so here's just a class handout that can be helpful to have on hand, but my intentions today are just to educate and empower you. I want you to understand that you can use oils safely and effectively to handle a lot of different health priorities, but today, again, primarily mood management and emotions. And then, as always, I will give you my email at the end, so you can always get in touch if you have questions about how to get the oils and how you can begin to experience them. So just a little brief history on essential oils. They've been around forever. I always like to start classes by asking people, has your family used natural solutions in the past? Because there was a time before modern medicine and chemical cleaners and all of this stuff that, our ancestors, and not even that long ago, like my grandmother used baking soda, vinegar, and lemon to do most of her cleaning. So essential oils and using plants as a way to clean, to keep us healthy, has been around for thousands of years. And then in 2008, doTERRA was founded, and they started with a co-impact partnership, that helps support growers around the world. This also means that doTERRA is getting their oils from places where the plants grow indigenously, which is going to help with the purity and the potency and the therapeutic benefits of the oils. It's the only company that has this co-impact sourcing and also a certification that makes them safe to use internally, which I will go over in a minute. This graphic is a little out of date. It's actually, doTERRA is in more than 3 million homes now, and there's a lot of research that's continuing to support the use of essential oils for wellness in every aspect of your life. I know I've mentioned in a few webinars that they just announced a partnership with Johns Hopkins University, and there's a lot of internal and then also outside research being done on essential oils and specifically doTERRA oils right now. So just to start, oils are all natural. They come from plants. They're extracted either from the leaves, the root, the bark, and it's little oil sacs that live on top of, one of those parts of the plant, so leaves, root, bark. And what happens is when you harvest it and you distill it within a couple hours, these sacs are still there. They don't dry up and go away the way they would in like a peppermint tea, for example. Because you're getting the sacs of the pure aromatic compounds, it's going to be supercharged potency, so 50 to 70 times more powerful than the herbs themselves, which means in one drop of peppermint, you're actually going to get the equivalent of 28 cups of peppermint tea. So for about 8 cents, you can have 28 cups worth of tea as far as therapeutic benefits go. Effective. So essential oils are super effective, and we'll go into how they affect our limbic system, which is kind of the emotional, power, like where your emotions live and start in your body. But just to look at this quickly, the oils are made up of hundreds of different compounds, which means that they can help with a multitude of issues all at once. So if you were to apply melaleuca, which is tea tree oil, to the bottom of your feet, you're not only going to have it helping support your immunity, it's also going to help with, healthy complexion. It's also going to add any antibacterial, antifungal properties anywhere in your body that you need it. So if you're you have a small infection going on somewhere in your body and you just apply it for overall immunity, it's going to get to that infection as well as promote overall immunity. So basically, essential oils do not come in and cure or prevent diseases. What they do is they meet your body's needs, help get to the root causes of things instead of just treating the symptoms, which is what most modern medicine does, or all modern medicine. So I love this graphic because it's showing, nature's producing the oils. They're going to meet our body's needs where we need it, and then the body actually heals itself. So the oils are there to help promote healthy responses within your bodies. One of the things that makes them really effective as well is that because they're oil-based, they can cross through the oily cell membrane and actually get into a cell. So I don't know how many people have gone to the doctor before and they say, oh, you have a viral infection. You need to go home, rest, drink water, but there's nothing we can do. Well, with essential oils, they can actually get into the cell where viruses live and help attack that cell from different angles, that virus from different angles within the cell. Whereas, like I said, modern medicine cannot break through that cell barrier, which again helps get to the root cause over just treating the symptoms. And then safe. This is where doTERRA really stands apart. So doTERRA has a certification called Certified Pure Therapeutic Grade. It's the world's highest quality essential oils, and they're verified safe for all ages, birth to 95, 100 years old, sensitive skin, everything. You just have to dilute. And then you can also use them in a lot of different ways because of this. Most oils you just buy off the shelf. Actually, I would say all oil should not be used on your skin unless it has this certification, because you know that it's been tested in a lot of different ways. So most oils you'll find even at Whole Foods or some of these other health food stores are synthetic. So synthetic means that they're chemical fragrances. They're made in labs to mimic what we can find in earth. There's also food grade essential oils, which, as sad as this is, should not even, the oils used in most food, Coca-Cola, things like that, really should not be consumed. Again, they're synthetic. You will see a lot of oils out there that say they're therapeutic grade or pure therapeutic grade. There is no regulating body for essential oils, so people can really put whatever they want on their essential oil bottles. So they can say it's pure and therapeutic, which there might be pure oil in there. And yes, that will have some therapeutic benefits, but there's always fillers or chemical residues from the way the plant was grown and things like that that make their way into those bottles. doTERRA actually has this certification, like I said, where it's guaranteeing that the plants are harvested in their natural habitat. It's beyond organic. They're verified pure, free of fillers, pesticides, or any foreign contaminants. And there's stringent third-party testing on every single batch. And actually, starting today, November 1st, you can go onto a website called sourcetoyou.com, and every bottle has a lot number. And you can now plug in that lot number to see that exact bottle's testing, where it was picked, where it was sourced, all of that. Which is pretty awesome. doTERRA just wants you to be able to trust and know that these are the safest oils on the market today. And just to go over the testing a little more, each batch is tested on the spot. So just to use an example, in Bulgaria, it's where we have some of our lavender growing as well as Melissa. In the distillery there, they actually will have the farmers come within a couple hours of everything being picked. Everything is distilled and tested for the first time right then and there. Once it's verified that it has the quality doTERRA is looking for, the farmers are paid. There is a scale so that if it's a different quality, the farmers still get paid. It's just a different scale of pay. And if it doesn't meet our standards, it's then sold off to competitor other companies. So we will only use the best. Once it passes that test, we then take the oils to Utah, where doTERRA is based, and that's where they are tested further and then bottled. And then after they are bottled and about to go to the consumer, that is when they go to that third-party testing to verify that it is completely full, free of everything, so chemicals, fillers, pesticides, additives, and that it also has the purity, potency, and therapeutic benefits we want it to have. So there are 3 ways to use essential oils. You can use them aromatically, so in the air, topically, which is on the skin, or internally, which again is only specific to doTERRA and certified pure therapeutic grade. But today for the emotions and mood management, I'm going to focus on aromatic because it is by far the best way to use oils to help affect mood and emotions. So like I said, aromatic use, smell is the fastest way to affect mood. Aromatic molecules have direct access to the limbic area or the emotional seat of the brain. So breathing oils in through your nose is going to help get them to that emotional seat the fastest. So this is just a little graphic to kind of explain the science behind it. And again, this is what I'm really starting to learn and dive into so I can really understand how this all works. But from what I know so far is when you breathe in an aromatic compound, it's going through your olfactory system, which is basically the smell system. It's what connects the outside of your nose to the brain. So what happens is the aromatic compounds can stimulate the cells in the olfactory membrane, which is just inside the nasal cavity, which sends signals to the olfactory bulb, which is at the base of your brain, just behind your eyes. And then this is part of the limbic system. It has direct access to the limbic system through cilia, or little hairs. And this is how the smell gets into that limbic system, or the emotional seat of your brain, to help with mood and emotions. I'll leave this here for you, everyone, just to look over a little bit more, but you can see here that here's the membrane, here are the little cilia that go up into the bulb, and then this is what's going to connect to the limbic system, which is here in the center of the brain. So before I go any further, I do want to say that the oils are great to help support your body, but using essential oils really are going to be, going to be most beneficial when you are living a well-balanced life. So they really are going to have their optimal benefits if you're eating right, exercising, resting and managing stress, which we'll go over a little bit today, reducing your toxic load as much as you can. And then this is where informed self-care is, where the oils come in. And as always, there are going to be times you have to go to the doctor. I'm never going to tell you not to, but it is empowering to have solutions at home for when something comes up and you need a solution fast. Okay, so let's go into moods a little bit. So our moods are a complex interplay of emotional and physical components. So there are two mood continuums. There's the emotional, where you can be at no peace or no passion, and then there's the physical. So you can be stressed out or fatigued. So when you put these together, so the emotional line, no peace and no passion, along with the physical line, fatigued and stressed, you can end up in any one of these areas, and it really can become this vicious cycle. So you can start out fatigued, so then your passion is, so this is just going to do its own thing. So fatigue can lead to no passion, stressed to no peace, and it just becomes that vicious cycle. So here's some of the emotions that can come in with those different mood and the different mood zones. So, okay, let's pause this for a second. Okay. So here are the different mood zones. So angry and impatient can fall under that, fatigued and no peace. So again, if you are tired and you're feeling very unsettled, it's easy to feel angry and impatient. If you're fatigued and you have no passion, it's easy to feel unmotivated or discouraged. With no passion, stressed, hopeless and withdrawn come in. And then if you're stressed and have no peace, you can be tense, worried. So how do we deal with this? So here are the 4 mood management oils. These are some of the first oils that I ever got. Serenity and Balance in particular were 2 of my first oils to help me with my anxiety, and then also to help me get off my antidepressant medication. So when you are feeling, we'll start with number 1, with serenity. So if you're somewhere in the fatigued and no peace, you may feel angry, impatient, which can then lead to stomach aches, headaches. All of our emotional well-being and mood is connected directly to our physical health. So being able to have a natural solution where you can help, calm yourself down, soothe yourself, alleviate anxiety. It's going to reduce cortisol and help ease nervous tension. All you need is a bottle of Serenity. Again, one of my favorites. I like to apply it to my wrists, so pulse points, and then rub my wrists together and just inhale deeply. I wish all of you could have a bottle of this right now, but Serenity is also what I use for sleep, because again, if you're having any trouble turning off your brain at night, that's kind of the no peace. And then if you're really tired though, you're going to want Serenity diffusing at night. So if you're somewhere over here where you're fatigued and no passion, this is a great oil for first thing in the morning. You may feel unmotivated, discouraged, which can lead to chest tightness, brain fog. This is where you reach for Citrus Bliss. This is a citrus-based oil that has wild orange, lemon, grapefruit, mandarin, bergamot, tangerine, clementine, and vanilla. So it's basically, it smells like a creamsicle. I love Citrus Bliss. Putting this in a diffuser is a great way to help invigorate yourself, again, alleviate anxiety, promote physical energy. It has antidepressant qualities, which is all citrus oils have qualities that are going to help uplift mood and balance mood. And then it is going to help ease nervous tension. So if you're down here though, you're really, really stressed out but there's no passion. Again, this is something that you can experience when you're suffering from depression, is you can feel helpless, you can feel withdrawn, which again is going to lead to chest tightness, lower back pain. Elevation is an oil that I reach to a lot in our transition to living in Vietnam. It really helped me, that hopeless withdrawn, it kind of helped me see that, okay, life could be okay here. Yes, I'm missing everyone at home. I'm feeling sad. I'm feeling a little stressed being away from everyone. I just had to smell it because it's like sunshine in a bottle. But elevation is inspiring. It's encouraging. It has the antidepressant qualities because, again, this one, it has some tangerine and lemon myrtle. So there's some citrus notes in here. And it's going to help alleviate relieve stress. It's going to help invoke cheerful feelings. Again, sunshine in a bottle. So for this last quadrant, this is going to be where there's no peace and you're stressed out. So balance is a great oil. I always say this is my oil to use when you feel like a chicken with your head cut off, that you're just kind of running around and you don't know where to go, what to do first. And so very unsettled, stressed out. This balance is the grounding blend. So this is going to help ground you, balance you. It's consoling. It helps get rid of feelings of angers, helps give you a positive attitude. And it actually will help release emotional blocks, which is a great segue into what we're about to talk about. But balance is, sorry, I have to smell them all because they're just so good. But balance is great for, I know when I used to always reach for balance was if I was on the subway home in New York and just had a really long day and I was just not in a great mood and just wanted to get home. But, the commute was hard. It was wet or tons of people. I just pull out balance and smell it. And it would help me just take that positive outlook. It would help decrease my stress. It would help move me away from the no peace. Just kind of help me feel a little more grounded. It was also great when I was a nanny on those days that, I'd get home from school with the kids and one needed to go down for a nap and the other one had to get a snack, but I needed to help put away the backpacks and the coats. And if I could just remind myself, which I try to as often as possible, to just stop for 30 seconds, apply some peace to my wrists, take a deep breath in, smell it, get that into my system, I'd be able to go into everything with like a clear action plan. Just really helped, again, ground me and balance me and help me see, okay, this is what we're going to do. So now we're going to go into the emotions a little bit more. So our bodies are created to function as a whole. This is spirit, mind, and body. You really have to nourish all aspects of this in order to have the balanced wellness that all of us are looking to achieve. So if you aren't nourishing your spirit, your mind, and your body, or just not your spirit, but your mind and body, it's going to throw off a balance. So you want to find that balance. Our body is made up of intelligence cells, which are wired to restore health. Again, going back to the effectiveness and how oils work at a cellular level, our bodies are created to heal itself. That's the way we were made. So these oils are just a great way to get into those cells and help restore health. Emotions are information-carrying molecules that bind to and react with cell receptors. They get into cells and they can impact cell function and behavior. So if you have a negative emotion and that gets into your cell, it really does happen at a cellular level, which is why a lot of us end up carrying negative emotions in our body without even realizing it. Negative and positive, but primarily the negative emotions. So emotions are processed throughout the body. The three brains, science reveals that there are complex neural processing functions in the mind, heart, and the gut. So the three brains, your mind is the logic and intellect. The subconscious mind directs over 90% of our behavior. The heart is your intuition. So there are more neural pathways that run from the heart to the brain than from the brain to the heart. So your heart is sending a lot of signals to your brain, which is then going to affect how your whole body is reacting to situations. Your gut is that, gut feeling. You have a gut feeling about something. 90% of the body's serotonin involved in mood management is produced in the gut, which is something I did not know until very recently. So the three brains communicate with each other and they feed back to and therefore influence the mind. So everything there is connected. So emotions and essential oils interact chemically. Again, emotions are chemical responses in the body. So when they are interacting with cells, we can then bring in the oils that are also going to interact with the cells to help achieve a different emotional feeling. So whether it's you're stressed and you want to release that stress, oils can help. So essential oils promote emotional purification or detoxification and anchor us in healthy biochemistry. One drop of oil has, as you can see, millions and millions of molecules. So these chemical compounds can serve every cell in the body in a matter of minutes. You have to remember that anything you put on your skin, so this is including, body washes, lotions, bug spray, anything like that is being processed by your liver in 7 minutes. So this is where you really want to reduce your toxic load, and this is where oils can help, and other doTERRA products is reducing the toxins is going to help your body function better overall. But one of the great things, it's a downside that any bad stuff you put on your body is absorbed that quickly. But when you're looking at oils, it's amazing that they really can hit the body in a matter of minutes. If you put oils on the bottom of your feet, they're going to be in every cell in your body in under a minute. So oils are a really powerful way to counteract daily toxins and, again, emotions and balancing mood. So essential oils are going to support cell receptors. They promote healthy cell function, and then they help maintain cells' natural state. So this is a newer line. This was released about a year ago in that convention this year. They just released the Touch Kit, which is pre-diluted oils. So you can get the Motivate, Cheer, Passion, Forgive, Console, and Peace in roller balls now, which is the way I use them. But I love this wheel because it's a great way to look at, okay, what emotion am I actually feeling? And then it helps you decide which oil is best for you. So if you're feeling a little angry, you're going to want to reach for the Forgive oil, which is a lot of tree-based, so bark oils, which really help ground you. Anything from a tree is going to help you ground you. And then herbs and grasses really help bring, again, you're moving towards passion. So it's going to help you feel less discontented, less bored. But this is a great way. And I love using this with kids because kids get really excited about the oils. They like being a part of making decisions. And these are safe to use with children, especially the Touch Kit. They're pre-diluted for children. So whenever you're with a child who is, acting out or some sort of outburst, you can have them look at this wheel, and they actually have these online with smiley faces. So they can, instead of having to connect it to a word, they can just look at the emotion on the smiley face and point to that. And then you can help them choose the oil that's going to support them and help them apply it themselves. Again, children love being involved in this. So yeah. And then the last thing I'm going to touch on for mood is I was actually listening to a TED talk yesterday, and it was all about toxins and how they're getting into our bodies and how the brain needs sleep to flush the toxins out of our body. That's when all the toxins are flushed out of our brain, because every cell has a little bit of toxic waste that it produces throughout the day. And sleep is where your body's going to get rid of those toxins. The more of a toxic buildup you have in your body, the harder it is to release emotions and balance mood in a safe way. So I love this blend for sleep. If you do 25 drops of Serenity, 20 drops of Lang Lang, and then 15 each of vetiver and marjoram, it's the best sleep blend you will ever use. And this will help you fall asleep and stay asleep. So our emotional health and our physical health really does start with just getting a good night's rest, which is 7 to 8 hours for an adult, and even more the younger people are. So sleep is really going to be the base of all of this for you, and helping you balance mood and get to the emotional well-being that you're looking for. Okay, so that's the webinar for today. And just to give you guys a quick look, I know they were on there, but you can get the emotional oils, are these right here. It's hard to hold them all up at once, but Citrus Bliss, Serenity, Balance, and Elevation are all great to have on hand. You really never know when you're going to need them, but they're great to have in a pinch. Again, one of the best things about essential oils is just empowering yourself and the fact that you have a natural solution right there. And again, just going to show you. So here are the touch roller balls. These are the emotional aromatherapy. I like just opening, I use cheer a lot. I like, if you're feeling with a lot of negative emotions, I think just I'm wired that way to kind of go to the negative sometimes. So I like to just smell it like this, and then you can apply it over your heart is a great place, behind your ears, pulse points, bottom of your feet. But using these oils and having them on hand to really support your body in any way is great. So yeah, I hope you guys found that informative. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. My email address is doTERRAexpatessentials@gmail.com. And I would love to set up a time to talk one-on-one. The emotional side of essential oils is something I kind of fell into, but again, one of my main goals when I turned to essential oils was getting off an antidepressant, and I have found the mood oils, the Serenity, Balance, Elevation, Citrus Bliss to be absolutely integral in supporting my body now that I am off my medication. It'll actually be a year next week that I've been off of it, and it has been really liberating to not have to go to the doctor once a month, get a prescription, go to the pharmacist, get my prescription, take a pill every day. I can just reach for the oils as needed. And I'd love to talk more about kind of my journey with essential oils and how I've been able to get off anxiety and depression medication. So again, if you're interested, just feel free to email me at doTERRAexpatessentials@gmail.com. And have a great day, guys. Bye.